Hey everybody, welcome back. I can't do the dang old daily challenge, I already did it. Welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, where we've been playing, dare I say, slightly better. At least our results have been better. D4, Q6, 23 CE. Now I don't want to get my hopes up yet. I also don't want to fall asleep because I'd miss you, baby, and I do not want to miss a thing. I especially do not want to miss an opportunity to not take damage. Cube of Meat, first floor. You know what? If there's anything positive to say about 0.87 speed, it's that it's a little easier to aim your Cube of Meat when you're not zipping around like crazy. So Glowing Hourglass, you only get a few plays of it before it becomes not Glowing Hourglass. Admittedly, like it just becomes the regular Hourglass. We should stick with it, because, I mean, the bean is not that good. I would get rid of it for wait what, probably, but the big play with Glowing Hourglass is to re-roll payouts that we don't actually like. So, I mean, we could go for 9 lives here. You know what? Look at that. We effectively just turned a tears down into a tears... Well, we turned it into not a tears down, at least. So we avoided a tears downgrade as a result of that. And now we don't need to take that pill anymore. We could hold it until we get PhD, but why bother? That's a smart play. Now, you might have guffawed a little bit when I said that I've been playing better lately. But recall, you know, these episodes don't necessarily come out in the order they're recorded because of dailies. You know, the one daily per day, usually, setup means that my track record is slightly off-centered from your track record, you know, recollection perhaps right now. So I have been starting to rebuild my confidence to a small degree. But honestly, it might take months before, even if things start to become normal now, it might take months before I truly feel as if I'm at home in Isaac again after the events of mid-May 2017, where I feel like I've been getting my butt kicked. And we shouldn't act like this run is a, you know, a guaranteed win. Certainly not. As of right now, we have no basis to think that. Thought maybe that would get the pots up there. Can we use this to reroll, well, effectively reroll boss items? I can't recall, because when we fought Super Lust again, or Ultra Lust, it just gave us the exact same item. Well, it gave us the exact same pill in this case. It wasn't that it gave us another pill. It gave us the exact same pill. So I don't think we can use this to fight the boss and get something different. Although I would like to try. But we could use it to take back something that we shouldn't have done. I'm going to head down to the next floor for now. We'll use our world card, hopefully. We have a chance at an arcade. We have the money necessary, sorry, the HP necessary to at least play it a little bit. Although we are going to... You know what? Check this out. Yeah, we want this. But what I was going to say is we could use the Glowing Hourglass. This is something I had never considered. But we could use the Glowing Hourglass to be like, you know what? Let's go back to that third item in our reroll rotation. I've never considered doing that. Okay, that was pretty bad. You know what? I don't need to do this room. I know we're not using it for, like, enormous plays right now. But we're at least getting some value out of the Glowing Hourglass, which is more than I've previously gotten a lot of the time. I suppose we could also go into the Cursed Room, and then if the Cursed Room's not worthwhile, we could just, you know, go back in time. And at the end of this all, we get the Hourglass, which is not really incredible, but it's not necessarily bad either. Let's see. Tinted Rock, no Tinted Rock, no Tinted Rock. Let's do it. Save ourselves a Spirit Heart, potentially. Ah, it is worth it, though. Now, is it Spirit Hearts or is it Keys and Bombs on this floor? I think it's Keys and Bombs. So we should really save it to try to get something better on the Caves 1, but I'm just going to use it and stick with Glowing Hourglass for now. And I'll admit this is mostly, like, out of novelty, because we don't use the Glowing Hourglass that often. I think it's a neat item. I'd like to get a little bit more of a chance to try it out here. I guess we could also, like, imagine... I'm just running these things through my head right now, because rarely get a chance to actually see this item. And usually when I see it, especially if it's on a daily, I will just immediately be like, oh no, I'm not touching that today. So this is my sandbox where I get to play around before I eventually take it to like a top 1,500 finish on a daily, which is not that amazing, but... trying to think, what if we get hit on a deal with the devil, glowing hourglass, back out of the room, then go back into the room, beat the boss without getting hit, we will qualify for a deal with the devil, I think. So we could use it as kind of like, you know, a time machine, I suppose, in that regard as well. Maybe that's what it's supposed to... maybe that's what it's a reference to. I don't know what the glowing hourglass is. Maybe that's what, you know, they use in H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. I got no clue. I didn't see the Guy Pearce movie. My favorite Guy Pearce movie, as we've established, is Prometheus. Okay. Pin kind of would like to use a bomb to end you. That was not good. This will be good. He's done it. Let's check. Absolutely worth it. Just don't die right now. Okay. All is forgiven. A little bit of a scary situation there, but we pulled it back now. Now, we know we don't care about being in our boss trap room there. Is old NL back? I hope so, dude. I didn't know I'd miss him this much. So this is going to be our secret room, which leads to the shop as well. Give me the quarter. No quarter. Man, that's just not that good. We're going to open the golden chest and probably save our bomb to try to find a tinted rock later, because we are a little low. Well, if we get money, we might look for a secret room in our shop. And by secret room in our shop, I mean spirit heart in our shop. We're still a little bit, you know, lacking in a couple of different ways here. Mostly HP, but our speed is not particularly strong. We have no trinket. I mean, we had Batwing for a second, but then we got rid of it with glowing hourglass. We have the wafer, which is very nice. I think we should try to get a spirit heart out of our shop as is right now. So I am gonna, like, if 3 of these pay out or one of them pays out with a nickel, even better, but... come on, come on. I think I will blow up our donation machine to get a spirit heart to keep ourselves alive. If we have to. And, there's no spirit heart, but I'm still gonna try. Because we could kind of get 2 birds stoned at once there. I mean, maybe we could just shoot until we get enough money? I don't know if that's how this works. If it only, you know, triggers pennies if it shoots enemies, because otherwise you could abuse it for infinite HP. Even 5 cents wouldn't be enough. Because we need to get the reroll as well, but... anyway, we're heading downwards. We're in a good spot. You know, we got a great deal with the devil item. We basically paid half price for it, which is lovely. Don't really want to do that. Now is a good floor to pop this and, you know, expedite the process of going to the rooms that we want to go to and skipping the rooms that are unlikely to provide us with anything that advances our interests. Because we are still at roughly base stats. I mean, the wafer, as good as it is, it doesn't really become as good as it can be until later in the run. But I'll be the first to tell you, being able to fly and having an orbital to go along with it, you know, it's one of the best upgrades you can conceivably have in the whole game. All we have to do is use it properly, you know? Choose our battles. We got 5 cents now, so if we get to the spirit heart, there's a pretty decent chance. Or if we get to the shop, there's a pretty decent chance there's a spirit heart in there. Did take some damage. I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking it too. Yeah, you know what? Let's go back. We've still got the glowing hourglass. I guess it's 5 plays, not 3. Normally, that would seem like a pretty weak glowing hourglass play, I think, but I'm concerned about my survival. So I think this was a smart idea. But dude, the top-notch glowing hourglass play so far, 1,000,000,000,000% using it to make sure we didn't get that tears downgrade. That could have resulted in us already being dead, to be honest with you. That was very, very close. 16 rate of fire is just god-awful. 13 is still really bad, especially with 3.5 damage. And that's being very, very slightly generous. So now we can actually skip that room that could be annoying for us. Not annoying in most cases, but with poor damage, admittedly, you know, pretty nasty potentially, so just go down there. We have the shovel now. We don't really want to use it, but it does exist. Should we find a good cause for action there? Okay. Anytime you can use an orbital to land a kill shot on those portals, you're in a good spot. But we're going to go to the shop first. It's the right order of operations for this floor. It's bed mass. Boss, every room. Then you go to the shop. Man, did I forget the item room. Also, secret rooms. Bed mass. Actually, it's ped mass. It was written by Julius Caesar that they're called parentheticals, not brackets. So, as a linguist, I'm going to stop you right there. I've already slandered you and roasted you so hard in this characterization, you can't possibly hold this belief anymore. It'd be too harmful for your social image. So, as a result, just accept you got son. It's bed mass. It's not bed mass or ped mass. It's both, you know? It's whatever you freaking learn. You think when they learn trigonometry in, like, you know, Tripoli, Libya, they go, oh, SOHCAHTOA. I don't know, maybe they do, actually. Math is a universal language. None of those words are in English to begin with, and they probably speak as good English as I do, but... So this time, circumstances have changed. We don't need to sacrifice a charge of glowing hourglass to get half a spirit heart back, because the run is actually in a much better spot now, because we have an extra 1/2 of 1 spirit heart to work off of. Still... very delicate situation. And I mean, you know, sticky bombs, best thing I'll say about sticky bombs right now is that we can use these bombs against the boss. We're really looking, I mean, it's unglamorous, but the truth, we're looking to stack up HP. So first, start with the bomb right there. 6 cents. There should be no donation machine, because we have a reroll machine instead. What in the world is that? Car battery nipples. So we will definitely get... I love charge items most of the time. If it's garbage, maybe we can glowing hourglass out of it, but I'll probably try to give it a try regardless, just for novelty's sake. Range upgrade, huh? This run is getting a little dicey again. It's up to us to hold it together here. We got bombs. This could be a secret room. It is not an eternal heart. Okay. Jumper cables. Bloody recharge. You know what? It's the kind of run where you go, jumper cables, Isaac. Grants an active item charge for every 15 enemies killed. Cool idea. We have bad damage and a spacebar item that doesn't necessarily synergize very well with this. That doesn't mean it's a poor decision. However, it's not gonna... If it's gonna be useful for us, it's probably not gonna be useful yet. So we're in kind of a weird situation here. Boss rush, just say goodbye to it at this point. The run is actually fine. It has the seeds of a win embedded deep within it somewhere. I'm just trying to get to 5 cents so I can buy another spirit heart. I don't really want to do that room up there because I know it's nasty. And if we get like a Book of Revelations and decent damage probably is like the keys. You know, to the kingdom, if you will. I'm okay losing half a spirit heart to keep a glowing hourglass charge. We got the 5 cents. We basically, by doing that, we spent 5 cents on half a spirit heart. Is that a good deal? Probably not, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers right now. Also, our only considerable source of dealing damage is, sadly, our orbital. So we have to basically continue to use that. So things are gonna start to get a little dangerous here. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till damage upgrades manifest. I'd really like to get a better run. Oh no, 'cause I'm a salty man. Salty man, blaming all his problems on the game. I'm just gonna go. I thought about using glowing hourglass there. You know, we got a charge or two left. A little light on speed still, too, huh? Now give me the William Shatner version of Salty Man. Cheesed my run. Last night, pre-mom fight. 20 minutes. 2 p.m. And I'm gonna die on my run by then. And then it would be, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time till I get a double-digit streak and find I've got my Isaac skills come back to me. Oh no, I'm a salty man. Something like that. I don't know. It's not horrible. It's got potential. It needs some fine-tuning for sure. Oh, there we go. So Goat Hoof, we don't need Batwing at all. So Goat Hoof is actually functional speed. Tarball, by the way, like, just do not care about. We're running this whole run until we get something we care about. Sing it with me. And I think it's gonna be a long, long schmoop until we finally break golden poop. That's enough. That's enough of that. 14 seconds. It's a greed fight. When the greed hits your eyes like a big item of currency, that's a greed fight. We're gonna be at like 27 cents. Money equals power, just throwing it out there. Wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers. Pretty solid situation. HP from the boss fight plus a deal with the devil that somehow improves our DPS. Wouldn't kick it out of the Chesterfield for eating Cheetos. Brimstone Mom's knife. Wouldn't throw him out of an airplane for sucking on an Altoid. Mom's panties would remove them from the premises for rattling off some Pringles. That should have hurt. I should have eaten crap here. You know what? We're actually getting pretty lucky on these dodges. Tell you what. You don't even need to give me damage upgrades. Give me the Relic and BFF, and I'll make this run work. I'm feeling good right now. But you gotta hook me up soon, because we're running out of time on this one. I just want you to know, things are getting a little dangerous. Slowed way down. That's usually a bad sign. One black heart is like all the fuel I need for this floor. But I didn't even... How, though? I didn't even break the... I didn't finish the room. You spawned a... You spawned a jerk to hurt me. Was it just to see if I still feel? I'm using, like, all my bombs here, by the way. As far as I'm concerned, that's... resources well spent. All I ask. Don't get too close. There you go. It's only gonna take like another 5 or 6 shots to kill him, hopefully. 500 or 600 shots. Here we go. No deal with the devil. Approaching absurdity. We're on the depths 1 with no map. But we can fly. And that's worth something. We got a lot of money. That's very useful for our upcoming shop, which I don't even know. I'm hoping it gives us red candle or something. We're in like a dicey spot, to be honest with you. And I think I've actually, and you know, I'll be the first to tell you, being a little bit over-aggressive with my orbitals. Try the seed, and don't put yourself in the same boat and see how you feel about things. You might not be that stoked, to be honest with you. It's almost worth it, but I ran into the curse room to gate myself off from the chance to go back in time. I want to save I'll use the glowing hourglass charge if it becomes strictly necessary. Like, we're obviously gonna die. But, okay. You know what? You gotta slow your roll a little bit. I hate to admit it. I finally understand why everybody hates the spawners. This is it. This is the tilt. So it's up to us to fight the tilt. We still got HP. Thank God we picked up so much at the end of the last floor. We're not going to succeed just by virtue of the fact of like, pinging enemies from 500 yards away. I still stand by the orbital usage. Do it. Guppy's head. Pills. Retrovision. Paralysis. Okay. No run can be this bad for this long. And I say this not even as like an exaggeration. We have base stats, and base stats that are not even particularly good on the Depths 1. We're using our orbital to deal all our damage, and I'm gonna get railed on in the comments for using the orbital to deal damage. Instead, we should sacrifice our youth to this run. Shoot every enemy 1,500 times until they die. All because they haven't given me a damage upgrade. What we could have done, the one axis that I see for like getting damage more quickly on this run is something I dare not even mention. Because the words are ashes leaving my mouth. We could have not taken the wafer from the item room. And then re-rolled it and maybe nested somewhere deep within, you know, the pillars of uncertainty that room is. We could have gotten a damage upgrade of some sort. Who needs a damage upgrade, though, when you got a single cube of meat at 1.02 speed? I mean, I'm just telling you. That's everything the body needs to have a very successful run to about the caves 2. But it's up to us to not get flooded and to persevere here. You gotta take these out. Like, that's... Oh, right. I forgot. You're Satan. Okay. It's alright. We got our Spirit Heart back, so I'm not using a charge there. Every item room represents hope. Hope in the item rooms. Hope in the shops. Even hope in the deals with the devil. That's just the worst Barack Obama impression. The cadence is sort of there. The words, maybe. Good work. Okay. Those enemies are... Pardon the language. Those enemies are my bees? You know what I mean? Any enemy that doesn't move very much or moves very, very predictably and has no HP is like my ideal foe at this point. These guys are like the exact opposite of that. Low HP though. Low HP. I'm at the point where like, if I get a bomb on a room, I'm like, thank God. Somebody up there likes me. A bomb. I can use that to kill one enemy instead of having to rotate into him like a freaking aggressive fidget spinner or something here. Where is the item room? Where is the shop? I ask you this. 100% deal with the devil chance. Don't get excited. Is Krampus or Sister Maggie? Those are the only options plausible. Just give him a second. You know how they work. They're very slow. Okay, we've managed to kill one. Dude, thank you, Sister Viz. How did you come to be the gimme boss fight? Little Steven. Guppy's fucking paw. You can't take it. You can't take it. We don't have any other guppy items, right? We're 20 minutes in, 25 minutes in, and we have like 10 items. We can see if we got a guppy item. We don't have any guppy items. You can't take it. Jeez Louise. Maybe we could have re-instanced the devil deal by using glowing hourglass, but I doubt. I mean, it's seated, right? So I don't know what we would have been hoping for there. Where is our item room in our devil? Not our devil deal, our shop. Where's our item room in our shop, man? It's getting out of control here. They must be next to one another. Like, that's plausible. This run is so underpowered right now that I'm excited we got Little Steven. I'm like, oh my god, our damage just got like 25% better. You can tell, the writing's on the wall and the tide is turned. That's, no. See, now we got regular hourglass, but I refuse to give up our last spirit heart like that. I didn't take glowing hourglass over Guppy's paw because I'm, happy with glowing hourglass. It's more because Guppy's paw costs us our only red heart upgrade. He's done it. Sweet, merciful Christ. They gave me mom's knife in the item room. Of all the, and I'm not complaining, I'm the happiest boy in the world right now. But of all the lame ways to give you a win after you struggled, you're gonna give me mom's knife. This is like a Pyrrhic victory. Let's donate, just pay it forward. I want to save maybe 20 cents. Oh, we're still not guaranteed to win, but we're in a very, very, very good spot now. Even though our stats are still garbage, we'll save 15. So that's like the first time I've been able to relax in like 20 minutes. This run is actually garbage. The mom's knife pickup changes everything though. It's, previously I've moved it around in my power rankings internally over here at Northernlion Enterprises. Keep like a big stock ticker of how we feel about every item. I'm still not taking Guppy's paw. I don't want to spend on it right now. Mom's knife, honestly, it might be back in the #1 spot, like the #1 Ludacris song from the Austin Powers and Goldmember soundtrack. Might not be from Austin Powers and Goldmember, but it did have an Austin Powers themed music video. Either way. It just, even with poor stats in almost every category, it can take over this run and make it almost a joke for us. Now, actually, all we need at this point is something that is awesome as a spacebar item. And I would say offensively or defensively, just so that we can actually use the nipple clamps here, or whatever this item is called. Jumper cables, that's right. The only time I've seen jumper cables, because I'm not a handyman, well, that's not true. I have jumped a couple cars before in my life, because I'm also a nice guy. But it's always movies and video games as a torture device. You gotta think jumper cables are probably one of those 50-50 items, right? 50% of the time they're used as a torture and or pleasure device. I don't know if the jumper cables are ever pleasurable. I wouldn't know. I don't mess around with that sort of stuff. Sometimes I like to kiss my wife on the lips. That's about as dirty as I get. I know, weird. She's a girl. Come out. Where? Okay, but actually never do that because I hate ghosts. Dull Razor. We have Fanny Pack. Fanny Pack plus Dull Razor is the lamest, but also, like, literally does work kind of combination we could conceivably have. It will give us consumables. Stop with the shooting. So I'd say at this point... Oh, it worked. It's all survival, dude. And honestly, if we win this run, thank you with all of my freaking heart to to that cube of meat. Without this cube of meat, if they'd given us, like, you know, a range upgrade instead of cube of meat, we would have been screwed. Instead, they gave us cube of meat. And cube of meat allowed us to succeed while also simultaneously probably causing us to take more damage than we should have. But you know what? You know, you gotta take the good with the bad. In fact, it's so lame to have Fanny Pack Dull Razor. It actually does not even work with 100% certainty. So, I'm definitely, you know, feeling like I wouldn't mind picking up something that gives us a bonus if we get hit. I'll live with it. The Halo, all stats up. Oh, God. It's our first tier's damage speed upgrade. We've had range, admittedly. Don't let me say this run hasn't given us anything. It's given us a range upgrade. And Mom's Knife. But I thought it was clear that I'm leaving Mom's Knife out of this. But I didn't state that, so I can understand why you would be confused. Yeah, that was pretty dumb of me. Take the Polaroid. Fight Krampus, I don't care. Get dusted, young. Head of Krampus. Look, I love Dull Razor. I think it's pretty clear this is not the right run for it. And this is a once every 6 rooms item. So assuming we get a full charge after killing 15 enemies, like, that's actually very, very good. They could make this into a fairly high quality item. Oh, it doesn't give us a full charge. It gives us 1 extra charge. Like 1 extra increment of having charged. Still, can make up for things pretty quickly. I don't think we want Tapeworm. It's a cool item. I'm looking forward to experimenting a little bit more with the jumper cables whenever we get the opportunity to. Ah, it's not worth it. So we're not gonna make the Hush fight in a way that's actually, like, very nice. I don't have to think about the Hush fight. Just focus on grabbing the W here. Oh, you just made the biggest mistake of your life, buddy. Okay, I just made the biggest mistake of my life, buddy. It's not an XL floor. It's, in fact, a very fast non-XL floor, so... Oh, he's done it. He has not done it. He's done it. He's not done it. That one you have to hit the head, even though the tail's the weak point every other time you do this. But we got a 3rd deal with the devil in a row. This time, it's got actually good stuff. Wow. Yes. Yes. We have a statistically half-decent run now. Don't take the HP. Forget the judgment. Just go. We don't want more HP from the judgment is the thing. It's not like we're doing anything with our money, but... In fact, I've just talked myself into playing that judgment, but sadly we're a floor away, so... Don't get your hopes up too high. Anyway, this is now... It's become like the most boring archetype for a winning run. It's a Mom's Knife Krampus's head run. An item that makes all other items on your run relatively trivial... Plus, a powerful spacebar item that shows up almost every single time. But you know what? It's a great reminder that boring ain't necessarily bad. Because we were having a very exciting run for the first few floors that would have almost certainly ended in our death if it was continuing along the same trajectory. Just like if you continue your life of listening to rock and roll music, eventually you too will face the specter of the chosen demon to cull you when the I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, rock and roll music used to be demonized. Of all the things to be demonized, rock and roll music seems like the strangest one, doesn't it? Have you ever heard a Kiss song? Like, I'm not anti-Kiss at all. I think Kiss is a fun band. They mostly sing songs about, you know, cunnilingus, but... I don't think, we definitely do not want IV bag. That's not an I don't think situation. That's a guaranteed situation. You're worried that, I mean, I'm just stealing from the plot of Detroit Rock City at this point. You're worried that Kiss is gonna make your kids go to hell? Are you an idiot? Gene Simmons is just a dirty old man. He's not Satan. You ever seen him outside of his makeup? He looks like he runs a mattress store. You're worried that's, you know, the devil chose this as his disciple to corrupt the nation's youth. I mean, I'm like 30 years too late to be making this a bit, but you get the idea. We just can't not get deals with the devil anymore. We also missed the Hush fight by 59 seconds, which is comical, given, you know, where this run started. So I use the Sun card because at this point, honestly, it's not that I want to finish the run quickly to like, oh, I've got important, you know, receipts to file or something like that. No, it's more like, is that our second Steam sale? Not that it matters at this point, but it's more like, I want to make this run pay the way it made me pay at the start of this. The Emperor. Dude. Because I like you, I'm not going to use the Emperor on the chest. But know that I want to. We're not... Why? I instituted a policy like a year ago. People were complaining and they were very right. I was keeping Emperor cards from the Cathedral and using them to skip the chest because the chest is harder than the Cathedral. But why that's a bad idea is because the chest is more fun because it actually gives you items, whereas the Cathedral doesn't give you anything most of the time. On this run, I have negative 0.82 luck. It's very unlikely. Please don't ruin my run. Bozo. Angry Fly. Maggie's Bow. That kind of ruins it a little, but it's not too bad. All things considered. A speed downgrade. That's not too horrible either. So we're... Oh, that was close. We're very unlikely to get too many extra items here for our performance on this floor, but we could still get some. And the chest has more engaging rooms, I think, than the Cathedral. So, sure. I don't think it's a wrong course of action. So I don't know, like, Krampus's head doesn't really seem like it synergizes amazingly well with the jumper cables. Maybe something more along the lines of, something that takes a long time to charge up and is also awesome. So, if you're low on defense, Satanic Bible, Book of Revelations, but what about, like, you know, what about like a Delirium or something? Maybe that's got the keys to the kingdom. The one that spawns a random boss. Bad damage. The one that spawns a random boss whenever you pop it. I was going to say when you go to a boss fight, but that's just the most practical way to use it. It's not the guaranteed way to use it. Like, I guess in theory, if you fought an enemy, assuming it works this way, if you fought an enemy that spawned other enemies, but you could keep it under control, like a Duke of Flies, for example, you could get unlimited Spirit Hearts just by fighting a Duke of Flies. Kill all the flies, you gotta kill, like, freaking 90 to get to the point where you get a, this is the one I should have killed first. You gotta kill, like, 90 to get to the point where you'd get an extra full charge, but hey, you know, you killed 900 enemies, and all of a sudden, you got full Spirit Hearts, buddy. Nothing to worry about. Just 900 flies, how long could that take? Alright, dude. Taste this cold steel and meat. It's roast beef sashimi. That's how I killed half the enemies in this run. That's how I got you too, Buster. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. We got wins in the tank. For now, thanks for watching. Of course, I hope you enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you next time.